Is GameStop just playing games, or are they the new mafia? What is up, friends and family? Welcome back to the channel. I am Gary, the Card Father, and it is a toasty day out here in Columbus, Ohio. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Thank you so very, very much for joining me and for giving me your time. And I can't say how grateful I am for that. But today I have an interesting topic. If you're not familiar with Dr. Applesauce, yes, that really is his handle, and it's a great one at that. His name is Will, and he's out of Texas. But Dr. Applesauce did a series of videos, and quite honestly, he's the one who inspired me to kind of go on this little roll. And if you're like just checking out the video, uh, I'm sorry, it is about GameStop again.
Not again.
I apologize. That's just how it is for me. Right now, this is a hot topic. This is something people want to hear about. The more information we get, the better it is. But if you're not familiar with Dr. Applesauce, you can go check out his channel. His link is in the description. And I do have permission from Dr. Applesauce to go through this, from Will to go through this and talk about this and reference his video. But apparently, it looks like GameStop is now engaging in more than just predatory practices when it comes to buying your cards from you or buying your games from you at the most lowballish offers that they can get, that they've now stepped into somewhat of a mafia kind of presence.
Mafia crime syndicate.
And I'll explain. So apparently, just recently, Dr. Applesauce, had his first video come up where he explained this whole process about GameStop, and then someone reached out to him directly and supplied him with training material that GameStop is giving to their employees to train them on the process of buying in cards and how to package and send them to the warehouses, or what to look to for fakes and so forth and so on. But someone supplied to him, an anonymous source from GameStop, an employee, supplied him with the material, screenshots of the material and the training material. Now, just a preface here that none of this material was earmarked or said copyright or do not show. It didn't say anything about confidentiality. There was nothing marked on this. And in fact, I'm sure 100% Will went to the nth degree to make sure that there was nothing in these images that would have implicated that the fact that this can't be shared, right, with the external people outside of GameStop. But anyway, in this process, that video was doing fantastic. Will told me, and I listened through his video, that his videos reached almost 10,000 or just about 10,000 views in less than 12 hours, which is phenomenal because that's an important process, right? Getting information out and people viewing it. And it was one of the fastest growing videos of his channel for a while. But the crazy thing is then all of a sudden, GameStop decided to send, well, let's just put it this way. They didn't send anything. They just did. They decided to ask YouTube to file a copyright claim immediately. Now, the problem with this, okay, is that this is a free flow of information. And we, as content creators, as buyers and sellers and collectors of the game, we should have two things go for us. One, we should be able to have access to information that helps us make better decisions when it comes to our collections. And quite frankly, the more information that we have, the better it is for us to make those decisions, whether we're buying or we're selling. Like in my case, I'm a huge seller of the TCG, or we're collecting, right? We're bringing in things and we're wanting to know more info about how this is processed and what's happening. And information's good. But the second thing it does for us as buyers, sellers, and collectors is it gives us the freedom of choice, right? And for someone or a major corporation, a major company, to come right in and do something in this nature by silencing Will and his channel doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And quite frankly, it's bullying. It's almost mafia.
Well, I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
There, I said it. It's almost mafia. So here are some screen images taken from Will's video. Again, I've linked Will's video in my description down below, as well as his channel, so you can actually look at Dr. Applesauce's video and see for yourself. But this is what he got. He got a notice in his email this morning saying that, hey, this has been taken down for copyright. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how copyright works in YouTube, there's one of two ways. The person who's claiming copyright can give you the option to do 7 days, give you the option to take it down, so they can say, hey, give the creator 7 days to do this. And if they don't, then go ahead and process this as a copyright, or they can ask for the copyright to be done immediately. Well, GameStop, which I'm quite confused as to how they're really fast at anything, they did this pretty quickly. They claimed it immediately. And so that video was then taken down. And that's a strike against Dr. Applesauce, which, by my knowledge, he doesn't have any strikes. He's not controversial. I mean, he just brings news and information, and he helps to like progress the TCG and the hobbies between anime and Pokemon and previously Funko. Like, there's no reason why this happened. So the reason I'm doing a video is A, bring awareness to the situation, but B, to call out GameStop. Like, wow. So you must be extremely afraid of what you're doing, or the fact that people are becoming wise to your tactics and are less likely to do something like sell them your cards for dollars versus the real market value, or even a good percentage of the market value. Because if you're not aware that what happens here is, like, there's some wild reports out there. Like, there have been reports that people are taking their cards and they're getting 50-60% of market comps. But then there have been some, and more so than I can count, through TikTok and Instagram and people I've talked to, that they're taking their cards in, and they could be a card that sells for hundreds of dollars on the market, and they're getting $1 or $10 or $20. Like, this is a toxic behavior that GameStop is exhibiting in our day and age of collecting and having a wealth of information at our fingertips to be able to do that, right? So this is kind of crazy that GameStop is taking this next step. So they've kind of gone from being, really power to the players in this situation to now we're going to crush anybody who goes against us. And that's quite frankly not acceptable in my book. Like, GameStop has its perks, okay? One person commented on my video. I'll show it here. He commented, "Hey, I think this might be a good, like, this is a difference of opinion. This might be good for this, because if you wanted a game that comes out that's $60 on launch and you've got a couple of graded cards, you don't really want to shuck out a whole bunch of cash, why not do it? Take it to GameStop." And that's fair, and that's totally cool. Like, I'm not against that. I'm not against that at all. But what I am against is the predatory practices that come into play with GameStop. And then the other thing that I'm against is literally the mafia style, I'm going to silence you unless you do what I say. I'll make him an offer he can't refuse kind of situation here, where if you say something about GameStop in a public forum such as YouTube, or even in Twitter or Instagram, or X, it's now X, right? X-Force! Instagram or wherever, then it's like, hey, it's not even a fair practice at this point. Will and Dr. Applesauce doesn't have the resources to be like filing a rebuttal against the claim, but they also can't afford to. He can't also be afforded to be sued either. Like, because at the fact that if he decides to go against their claim, GameStop can file a lawsuit against him, and all the information that's applied on YouTube can go against that. So I mean, whatever is going to happen to this is an incredible challenge, and it's not cool. It's not right. I don't agree with it. I haven't agreed with it. And the funny thing about this is, like, Dr. Applesauce he has a TCG. I'm sorry, he has a GameStop account, right? He's been a pro member since he was like 15, is what he said in his video, and so have I. And you know what? I'm getting rid of that. In fact, the funny thing is I didn't know this today, but if I'm going to step back here for just a second as the video comes in, but I'm wearing one of the 2 or 3 or 4 GameStop shirts that I've purchased because I actually enjoyed the store. I liked going in. I liked looking around and buying things, especially collectible things. Some of these Funko Pops you see in the background here are literally things that I've purchased from GameStop. And I've enjoyed having my GameStop membership, and I've enjoyed going in and taking my daughter in and buying video games or buying collectibles, because it was one of the stores that offered them. And granted, some of the prices weren't always the best, but that doesn't. I'm not gonna fault them at that. But on the flip side of this, if you can't talk about something and you can't give your opinion on something without somebody trying to cancel you and shut you down, even though it is kind of truthful, is a little, well, in my opinion, it's wrong. And I'm sorry to say it, but I will be revoking my GameStop membership. I will be sending them a letter to cancel my membership, and I will be advising them, whatever channels, that I don't want to support them anymore. Again, this is a predatory issue for me. It's also a moral issue. It's an ethical issue. And as one commenter said in one of my videos, it's about being fair. It's about being honest, and it's about being truthful and having that respect towards the people that you're buying and selling to at the same time. So it's just one of those things. Listen, if you haven't done so, please like, comment, share this video. Go ahead and subscribe here. I am incredibly humbled at the fact that I've grown so quickly. Like I hit 250 subscribers in just a short period of time, and then I went to almost 100 plus people within just a few days. And I'm so grateful for you, your time, and I appreciate it. And I cannot say thank you enough for the support and love and kindness. So please, by all means, hit that subscribe button. Comment down below what you think. I do my best to respond back to the community because I really do genuinely care about our community of collectors, buyers, sellers, about the TCG, about the hobby in itself. And I just want to be somebody who presents that respectability, and quite frankly, we need a little bit of that in our world today. So hey, thank you again for stopping by, for watching this video in its entirety. I really appreciate it. Remember, you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. All right, till next time.